Peace and blessings, love and light, and welcome to day 31 of the 365-day challenge. It's your girl, Kim, and happy Friday! We made it through the week, but we've also made it to the last day of the first month of the 365-day challenge. How you doing? How have things been going? I want to take some time to recap some of the things that we've talked about during these first 31 days of the 365-day challenge. We talked about habit stacking. We talked about having habits, creating habits first of all, and then habit stacking. And that's where we have a habit, something that we're already doing, and we add a little bit more onto it. In my case, I added a little bit more water intake into mine, going back up to my gallon a day of water. I also added 5 minutes to my meditation, something that I was already doing, something that was already established, and just giving myself a little more time to commune with God. And then I also had the third thing that I was doing, and that was I was doing a meditation. Well, not a meditation. I was doing a devotional, and I had to make some changes there. And that was one of the things that we talked about. We talked about having to course correct, change things that may not have been working for us. I was going to do a 31-day challenge. It was a little longer than I anticipated, so I went for a shorter devotional, and still was able to expand on that. And I can continue that one through 365 days as well. So just talking about, adding on to existing ones. We talked about some of the obstacles that you can possibly face as you're creating habits. And we talked about some of those things. Go back and check out my How Now podcast, where I talked about overcoming obstacles. And that was just this past Wednesday when that one was posted. And then we talked about making sure that we're advocating for our health. This was a health week for me. I had a doctor's appointment, and I also had a dental appointment. So that was, it was making sure that we're taking care and advocating for our health, and that we're asking the questions that we need to ask when we're going to see our health providers. And then I also talked about making sure that we're doing things to expand our minds. What are little things that we can do? What are little games that we can play, or things that we can do that help to expand our mind? What are some things that we're doing, even with the habits that we've established, to make sure that we're keeping it fresh and new. So that's something that's exciting and important as well. So we talked about those things, and I just want to also talk about goal setting. We're creating these habits so that as we're doing the habits, as we're going through those habits, those things, those healthy habits that we've created are going to help us in getting to that space of accomplishing our goals. And so for me, going over these next 3 months, now that I've had my doctor's appointment, my A1C went up a little bit because of the holidays, and I knew that was going to happen, but I've again course corrected now, and I'm going back on track doing the things that I need to do, which is, cutting back on any added sugar. And so that's going to be something good. You're going to see it in my face. You're going to see it in my body, because my goal is to lose 15 pounds before I go back and see my doctor in April. So that's 5 pounds a month. That's something that's measurable. That's something that's attainable, because you can lose up to 2 pounds a week depending on what type of diet you're involved in. And so that's something that's manageable. That's something that I can do. That's not putting so much pressure on myself, but giving me time to do that in that allotted time. So we'll see what happens. I'll be keeping track. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of things that have happened in these first 31 days, and hopefully you're creating and continuing in habits that have already been formed and you've added to, or that you're creating new on your journey towards wellness and being the best version of yourself. That'll do it for today. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And until I see you then, have a great rest of your day. Peace.